In the heart of San Diego stood a grand church, but within its walls hid a dark secret. Padre Damaso. He appeared to be a holy man, a devout servant of God, but beneath the surface, he was cruel and greedy. He hurt many people in the town. He used his power to control others and enrich himself, hiding his true nature behind a mask of religious devotion. This is the story of how one man's selfishness caused great suffering and how his hypocrisy corrupted the very institution he claimed to represent. Padre Damaso enjoys a lavish meal surrounded by expensive items. Look at the wealth Padre Damaso surrounds himself with. It's far more than a simple priest needs, a stark contrast to the poverty of those around him. He gained this wealth through dishonest means, taking advantage of the poor and vulnerable.
Wow! What a successful harvest! My parishioners never cease to amaze me.
Every luxurious item represents the suffering of his parishioners, a constant reminder of his injustice and lack of compassion. His greed knows no bounds, and his actions are a betrayal of the trust placed in him.
Padre! Help me, please. Please. Padre, my sons, they are missing. Woman, your hysterics are unbecoming. They have been taken. Padre, help me, please. Your sons are likely causing mischief. Attend your duties and cease this disturbance. Padre, please. Please. Leave! Get her out! Father! Father!
Padre Damaso's power allowed him to treat people cruelly without consequence. We see this in his heartless treatment of Sisa. He abused his authority, ignoring her pleas for help and causing her immense pain. His actions show a complete lack of empathy and demonstrates the terrible consequences of unchecked power. He was supposed to be a protector, a guide, but instead, he inflicted suffering on an innocent woman, highlighting the devastating impact of his abuse of power. Sisa's suffering becomes a symbol of vulnerability of the innocent under the weight of Padre Damaso's tyranny.
Come in. Padre, I have something to propose. Padre, I propose to build a school for the children of San Diego. A school? The children are better served tending to their families' needs. Besides, education is not for everyone.
Padre Damaso used his influence to stop Ibarra from helping the community. He didn't want things to change. He prepared to keep the poor oppressed and maintain his own control. He actively worked against Ibarra's efforts to improve the lives of others, showcasing his selfishness and his determination to cling to power, even at the expense of the community's well-being. His actions highlight the corrupting influence of unchecked authority and devastating consequences of prioritizing personal gain over the needs of others. Ibarra's struggle against Padre Damaso's obstruction highlights the systemic injustice perpetuated by the priest's abuse of power. Padre Damaso's public image was one of piety and devotion. He led church services and preached about morality. But in private, he was a different person entirely.
Your blessing, Padre. The matter is settled. Of course, my son. May God reward your generosity.
He accepted bribes and engaged in other corrupt actions, showing a deep hypocrisy. The contrast between his public persona and his private life is shocking. His outward show of holiness was a complete lie, masking a selfish and corrupt individual who betrayed the trust of his community and the principles he claimed to uphold. Padre Damaso's legacy is one of injustice and oppression. His abuse of power and hypocrisy left a lasting negative impact in the community. His story serves as a warning about the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of holding those in positions of authority accountable for their actions. His actions demonstrate the devastating consequences of corruption and the importance of challenging those who abuse their power. The story of Padre Damaso reveals a tragic tale of power, greed, and hypocrisy. He presented himself as a devout and holy priest, but beneath the mask lay a man who ruthlessly exploited his authority for personal gain. His actions were marked by cruelty, manipulation, and deceit, causing immense suffering to those under his supposed care. He abused his power, preying on the vulnerable and silencing those who dared to oppose him. This starkly illustrates the dangers inherent when individuals in positions of power prioritize self-interest above the well-being of others. The legacy Padre Damaso left behind is one of profound injustice. His community bears the scars of his oppressive rule, a reminder of the lasting damage inflicted by unchecked authority. His story serves as a powerful cautionary tale, compelling us to reflect on the importance of accountability and the necessity of challenging those who wield power irresponsibly. The suffering of the innocent victims such as Sisa and the hindered efforts of those who tried to fight injustice like Ibarra underscore the critical need for compassion, integrity, and a meaningful reform within our institutions. Ultimately, the tale of Padre Damaso transcends the critic of a single individual's failings. It becomes a parting call to action, urging us to all remain vigilant against corruption and to actively champion justice within our own communities. It is a reminder that silence in the face of injustice is complicity, and that the fight for a more equitable and just society requires constant vigilance and unwavering commitment.